So I wanted to say, there's a guy who's really cool. He has his own like Substack. Do you guys know what Substack is? He's got his own Substack. He's called Jabai, and Jabai has done an amazing thing. And I read this on one of my, here it is, Jabai's manifesto. What does this say? No thanks. I'm already subscribed. Here it is, Jabai's manifesto, ISOM number 1, edited edition, part 1. Now I found this and I was fascinated by it. What this guy did, and he goes by Innocent Johnny on Twitter. I think Innocent2 Johnny or something like that on Twitter. You should follow him. What he did was he took ISOM number 1 and he rearranged it. Now he doesn't have, don't be confused by this. Don't go, oh, this looks low budget. He's not a letterer. He doesn't have the tools in order to make this look like a comic book. The lettering looks a little bit cheap, like he's kind of whited out the balloons to make them big enough to fit the dialogue. Don't worry about that, okay? I want you to look beyond that and just look at this as what it is, which is this guy took ISOM, remixed it, took the artwork, rearranged it, and rewrote it so that it was a comprehensive, complete story, and it kicks ass. I mean, it just kicks ass. And I read like the first maybe 1.5 issues. He did ISOM number 1. I read the whole ISOM number 1 issue. Look at this. It starts out, you are going to work for me. Let me read the first part to you. Can I do story time with you guys? Are you wearing feety pajamas? Stop forgetting the extra, it is. Okay, I'll try to get that right. It's hard to master his dialect. It's hard to do that. You guys ready? You want to do a little story time? If you want story time, let's see chickens in the chat. I don't know otherwise. I could move on to some other stuff. I've got so much to do. But if you want to just take like a few minutes and do a nice story time, we'll do the first part of this because you haven't seen it yet. You haven't heard it. I will do that. There's a point to this. There is a point to it. Don't think that this is... Okay, we do have some... Tuck us in, Uncle E. That's right. Force Goes Fabio says, hell, I'm taking my pants off. Let's go. All right, wonderful, wonderful. All right, here we go. So this is ISOM number 1, part 1. I think there are 3 parts that he did of this, and they're short, but it's excellent. It reads like a little bit like a webtoon. How's it look on the screen? Looks pretty good. Okay, here we go. Starts out this way. You are going to work for me. Never had a reunion like this. All right. Earlier, Shadow Valley, the outskirts of Florist Park. I want to just point out, this guy knows how to write. Eric July does not know how to write at all. Eric, you don't know how to fucking write at all. And this guy does, and you should be licking his balls. And you should be trying to get him to work for you to save you from yourself. This guy is awesome. Okay, this guy took your stuff and he made it great. Not just okay, not just understandable. He made it great. This guy fucking took your stupid artwork and your crappy character and made a fucking blaxploitation, Black Superman, fucking kick ass. I mean, this is like Dolomite. He took your character and made it awesome. And I don't know how he did it. I really don't know how he did it. All right, so here we go. Watch this, guys. My name is Avery Silman. My current life is that of a farmer. My old life, I hurt bad people. I'm an except. I was born stronger and tougher than a normal man. I was ISOM. And ISOM was whack. See, that's a joke. He put that joke in there. I don't know if you know this, but in like the 1990s, whack meant, you know, gay. ISOM was the baddest man alive. Pimps, mobsters, bad cops, and bad scientists feared my fists. ISOM kept the streets clean, too clean for some people. They made new rules. If you're an except, you can't use your powers unless it's on behalf of Alpha Corps. Oh, he just defined what Alpha Corps does. I declined. I got no love for cops. They said I wasn't a team player. I should have kicked their asses. I touched the untouchable, so they lied about me. Every day there was new bullshit. You couldn't throw a stone in Florist Park without hitting something that was my fault. Hey, you're that asshole that caused that train crash, right? Keep your hands to yourself. I didn't blame them at first. Can't expect the average person to understand the ties between those who were supposed to inform them and those who wished to rule them. The last straw was when some jackass ran me over. I was returning a purse to an old lady. Small time for me. He thought I was the mugger I just beat the piss out of. Cops wouldn't arrest either of them. The people cheered. I washed my hands of that damn city. You won, Alpha Core. That shithole filled with morons is all yours. They don't want real heroes no more. ISOM is dead and buried. And then the phone rings. Franklin Finder? Anything? Or should I cut him loose? Altona, my wonderful sister. Her daughter Jasmine is missing. I can't imagine it. Avery, I don't know how to put this gently. Franklin is dead. Franklin was a good man. When Forest Park got dirtier, he left the force to be a PI. I am a piss-poor detective. Whenever things weren't black and white, I'd hire old Franklin to tell me which skulls to crack. He was a brother to me. Avery, are you there? I'm so sorry. I loved him too. I want names. They found his body in the harbor. It's awful. He talked to me before he disappeared. Franklin said he had a lead on Jasmine. She was seen at Club Merc. Darren's place? It's gotten worse since you've left. It's going to be a crater when I come back, and Darren's going to learn I'm still twice the man he is. Hold on, Avery. We don't know if Darren had anything to do with this. You two used to be friends. Maybe he can help. Altona calms me down. She convinces me to give Darren a chance. One last chance. He better take it. Darren and me, we were boys. He didn't treat me like a freak for being an accept. Even then, he was a two-bit hood. His parents shouldn't have been parents. Yo, Sam, I'm feeling cooped up. Gonna go out. Be back in a couple days. You want to join me in the shower before I go? I would, but somebody has to do some work around here. Enjoy your trip. One time we watched this flick, Ruthless. Thugs killed the hero's wife. I didn't understand hitmen. I come from wealth. Darren didn't. Darren said blood money is still money. Hitmen take a life for chump change. No one goes from thief to big shot with no one getting hurt. Would Darren really stop at nothing to be rich? If he killed Franklin, if he has Jasmine, there'll be hell to pay. Damn. So that's this guy here. He's gay. Yeah, I know. He made him gay in the book. It's funny. So this is somebody rewriting. What is this? This is somebody rewriting ISOM number 1. Okay, just laying his own new dialogue over it, rearranging the panels to make it into a story that actually fucking makes sense. Now, I read this and I loved it. I thought it was great. Is ISOM a top or a bottom? Says Forrest Goes Fabio. I don't know. I'm not sure. I don't understand the homosexual underworld like you do, Fabio. But anyway, I found this guy and I offered him a job. I just said, look, here's the thing. Like, Eric July is never going to look at this book. He's never going to look at your blog. And he's not going to realize how talented you are because he can't take criticism. This is a criticism. The fact that you rewrote his entire book and made it great, and it is, you guys go back there and read parts 2 and 3. Read the whole thing. You're going to see it is great. He's not going to hire you, but I will. I'll hire you. I said, hey, wherever you... Actually, he reached out to me. He said, thanks for reading my blog on the show. I appreciate it. I've gotten a bunch of new subscribers and all this stuff. So I said, you want to come work for me? And he said, doing what? I said, look, I got this story. I got something for you right now. I got a story called Elephant. It's a story about... It's like a horror story, a slasher story, like Michael Myers, like Jason from Friday the 13th, except instead of like, Jason or Michael Myers or Freddy Krueger, it's a circus elephant who was being badly abused and lashed out at the owners, killed a few of the people there. They had to electrocute her and put her to death, but she was only mad because they whipped her baby to death. So she comes back from hell, like, and she just goes on a rampage in the city and, all this stuff. Elephant. And so it's just a one-shot. It's just for fun. And I gave it to him. And this is the whole thing. This is what's amazing. And this is what I love about indie comics. And I really do love it. It's fantastic. Like, I got him working with the artist. Wow, damn. Hold on a second here. Let me scroll back a little bit. These guys are just having a great time. This is what comic creation should be like. Here they are, the Elephant Conference Room. I got him working with the artist. They're putting things together here, writing dialogue, fixing it up. I mean, look at this. The elephant's bite is difficult to see. Wait, the guy should get bit by Daisy. I don't think we did that yet. Take off his entire head. The elephant's bite is difficult to see. I don't think they have normal teeth, but I suppose it's possible. All right, this is the writer that we just saw. I'm looking at them now. Maybe it could crack the skull. That one in Hawaii tried biting a guy, but it seemed to struggle to do so. The jaw power could do it. His head could come out of her mouth all misshapen and mangled. That's better if you make the head really messed up, like a mashed apple. Yeah, fuck up only one of the eyes, though. That's worse somehow. These guys are writing the most kick-ass, going scene by scene, talking to the artist, creating a kick-ass story about this fucking elephant. And I just check in every now and then. I wrote the plot for them and said, just go. Take the plot, make it your own. These guys are bringing like supernatural. Look at this. They're writing dialogue. He's writing dialogue. Wherever possible, I think the story could use a boost when it comes to the supernatural element of play. Scene suggestion. A couple of low-level mob clowns are hiding while the elephant rampages the circus. They have watched many of their fellow mob henchmen get killed horribly by the elephant. One of them has a moment of clarity. Mob clown number 1. What are we going to do? If we make a run for it, that thing's going to kill us just like all the other guys. This is the worst shit I've ever seen. Mob clown number 2. My mother passed away last week. I had to tell her the truth before she went. I had to tell her I joined up with the outfit. She warned me for years not to do it, but I didn't listen. She cursed me when I told her. She said she was ashamed of me. My father would be too, rest his soul. That was the worst shit ever. That was the worst shit ever. We got to think of some way out of this, man. Sorry about your mom and pop, but we got bigger problems. She said that God was going to punish me. She said that God would let all of hell attack me and do nothing to stop it. That was the last thing. The last thing she said was, and then he quotes Leviticus, are you going to go all religious on me? We deserve this. We're being punished. It's Judgment Day. Judgment of the fucking satanic circus elephant. That's what it's all about. I love making comics with these guys. I love it. You find talented people like that. You give them an idea, and then they just go for it. You got a great artist who's great at drawing elephants. You got Johnny, who rewrote ISOM and made it great. Put these guys to work. You don't need to scout for old time. It's great to work with Chuck Dixon. It's great to work with Mike Barron. But you see, there's real talent that has yet to be discovered, and they're just waiting to be discovered. They're just waiting for their opportunity. And you go and do something like that, and somebody like me is going to see it. They're going to think it's great, especially if it is great. They're going to think it's funny. And I'm probably going to give you a job. So Elephant with 2 3s, like for the E and the other A, because she came from Pen 33. Yeah, vengeance never forgets. They bought her soul for peanuts. It's going to be awesome. So we're going to crowdfund that. As soon as these guys get some pages done, we're going to get that thing moving. And that's how it works. That's how we make comics around here. Just fun stuff, man. It really is fun.